Are you in the market for a rehab power chair with a 400-pound weight capacity and 4 electrical seat functions? Well, stay tuned to this video review. Hey, I'm Alex from Marc's Mobility. In this video, we're going to go over a Quantum Edge HD eye level. Eye level meaning it is going to have the seat lift. This particular unit, I do want to mention, is a 2025 model. It only has 29 total miles of distance, so it is in like new condition. And then if you're watching this video in 2025, then it's from this year. Now this particular unit here, because it has a seat lift, is rated at 400 pounds. You might see Quantum Edge HDs where it says 450, but that's if it only has tilt, recline, and legs. So this does have electric tilt, electric recline, and electric legs, but because it has that seat lift, which we'll show you here in a minute, it is only going to be a 400-pound weight capacity chair. Now, the Quantum Edge HD is actually one of the smallest turning radius chairs on the market in the rehab division. So it is a mid-wheel drive chair, but when we compared almost all of the other rehab chairs, the Quantum Edge HD did have some of the smallest turning radiuses out of the chairs on the market. Mid-wheel drive means your mid-wheel, your 14-inch solid drive tire is going to be right in the middle, and you're going to have 6-inch caster wheels in the front and the rear. You can see right here behind the wheels as well, these are 4-pole motors, so very heavy-duty, strong motors on this unit. Doesn't mean all the Quantum HDs had those motors, but over the years they keep updating the motors, and this is a strong 4-pole motor on this unit. This unit also does take 75 amp batteries, so those are a Group 24 battery. We do sell batteries for this chair, and we also sell batteries for most all other products in the market. So if you're in need of batteries, go ahead and give us a call. We can typically ship those right to your home. Now, one more thing to mention down here on the motors is you are going to have this yellow lever. So we get a lot of calls about people with the chair not moving. Always check these levers right here. If they were pushed down in this direction, you have your power off. It disengages your electromagnetic brake and allows it to go into freewheel. But do note it has to be in that locked position for you to be able to drive the chair. Now I'm going to go ahead and start showing you some of the seat functions, and then I'll give you some more features on this chair. What you're going to do is you're going to push the power button forward a few times until you get a picture of a seat. It's going to be highlighted in yellow, and so this is going to depend on what is highlighted in yellow is how you're going to activate that particular motor. The first one I'm going to show you is going to be the seat lift. So that's just going to be the bottom going to be lit up. You do go left and right to be able to navigate through the different functions. Once that's lit up, you can go ahead and start pulling back on the joystick to elevate the seat. It was 18.5 inches to the pan when it was all the way down. There is some adjustability. That's in the lowest position though, that 18.5 to the pan, not to the top of the cushion. And the reason why I mention that is these cushions can change, and that can affect the overall height, but I was measuring right here to the top of the metal pan. But you're going to see this is with your seat up in the elevated position. It is going to be at reduced speed, but you're still able to drive the chair, because in the top left-hand corner you'll have a green circle that will have an eye in it. That means your seat is elevated in that eye level position, that you're still able to drive, which I'll show you here at the end of this video when I do an outside driving demonstration, what the different speeds are on the chair when it is in the down position and then also in the up position. Give you a reference of this as well. Now as we're all the way raised up from the ground to here is 28.5 inches. So it is a 10-inch seat lift. Once again, cushions are either going to be somewhere in that 2 to 4 inch range. So that's just going to depend on, you're going to be somewhere in that 30 to 32 inches top of the seat to the ground based on whatever type of cushion that goes on the unit. Armrests do flip up on both sides for easy access, but on the HDs, you have a lever back here because this particular HD has supports under the arm, so you do have to pull this lever back to lift the arm up, but they do both flip up. You do want to look and make sure when you are putting the arm back in that drops back in, and that should be able to click back in like that so that your arm is secured, but you can see now you're able to push all your weight on that arm. Joystick's on the right hand side but can go to the left hand side as well. Very easy for us to change when you are ordering a chair like this. We're going to ask you many questions and fit the chair to your size. But right now it is currently set up on the right hand side, and it does have a swing away joystick. Joystick actually swings to the inside or the outside. on this one, so if we did have to switch it to the other side, the swing away would still swing out to the other side of the arm. So now from here, I'm going to show you is going to be electric tilt. That is going to be when your back and your bottom go back at the same time. What this is made for, to get the weight off the lower half of your body and distribute your weight to your back. Takes the pressure off the lower half, so it increases the circulation, which does help with certain types of pressure mapping for individuals that do experience sitting in a chair for a long time without being able to move. Now, while you're in this fully tilted position, you're also able to elevate your legs. So you are able to then get your feet above your heart, which I will show you here. One thing I will mention, on the top left of the screen, you will have a green circle when you're in a normal uprighted seated position to drive at full speed. If it goes to yellow, it typically means one of your sensors is a little bit off. If it goes to a red X, that means you're in a non-safe driving position like this, and you would not be able to operate that chair. It will not drive, so you have to get back to a normal seated position for that circle to turn to a green circle, and then you can drive. But this is what you're going to look like in the full tilt with your legs up. And now I'm going to bring the tilt back down, and I'll show you recline just so you can see like what kind of degree of recline it will go to. You are able to upgrade this as well. If you're looking at this chair, they do sell a separate box behind the joystick that can have the 4 functions on it. So if you don't want to operate everything with the joystick, if you're looking at this chair, you can ask us about it. We are able to. It's a little bit optional. It's an upgrade, but we're able to add that optional button right behind the joystick, or even on the opposite end of the opposite arm. So now from here, I'm going to show you the electric recline. Recline is more or less for comfort. Sometimes it does help people if they are using certain types of Hoyer lifts or trying to get a little bit different position. You can recline the seat back, but once again, you cannot drive it when the seat starts to go back at all. So that's what your full recline. It's not 180-degree lay flat. It's going to be a little bit less than that. But that would be your recline with your legs up. So it's still a very comfortable sleeping position. And then the two things, you are able to bring the recline back up and the legs in at the same time. That's kind of the only function that you're able to do here through the joystick at the same time. So let me get this back up to an uprighted seated position, and I'll turn this chair around to the front. So now that I'm back up, the circle turned back green. I'm going to get back into my profiles and turn this chair around. There are 4 different speed settings on here, or profiles, like indoor slow. I think there's normal, outdoor, and then outdoor fast. But here from the front, I'm going to give you the seat dimensions on this. Once again, if you are buying a chair like this from us, we send you a measuring chart, and then we'll get this chair fitted to your size. So if this size is a little too big for you, don't worry. I'm just going to give you what the actual dimensions are now. So this is about 23 inches in width by about 22 inches in depth. Just to give you a reference, on that size seat, you're 28.5 inches overall width. So you're going to need at least 30 inches, which is the normal opening, about 31 to 32 inches of clearance if you have a normal 36-inch opening with a door on a hinge. But just want to give you that reference. 28.5 inches is the overall width of this unit. Nice high backrest as well. It's got a 21-inch back, pretty wide backrest, and it is pretty high. Foot plates do flip up in the front for easier access to get in and out of the unit. And now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take this chair outside and do a little driving demonstration. So what we have here is the Quantum Edge HD. Now this one only goes about 5 miles an hour, so it's not quite as quick as some of the non-HD models, but just makes sense. When you have 4-pole motors, they're made for power, not necessarily for overall speed. I also mentioned as well earlier that I would show you me driving this around with the seat lift elevated to be able to give you a reference of what the overall speed would be. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring that up to that seat lift position, show you that it is still very stable even when that seat lift is elevating up on this unit. So once again, it's 400-pound capacity because it does have that 10-inch seat lift on it. If it did not have a seat lift, then it is 450, but this one with the seat lift is going to be at 400 pounds. Now that my seat is all the way up, I'm going to go back to my outdoor fast profile and see what this gets me. I think it's going to be somewhere around 3.5 miles an hour, but let me see. Obviously, everything's going to be scaled down, your turning speeds. So yeah, I'm getting about 3.5 miles an hour overall speed with the seat still elevated. But you can see for a larger chair, this does have a very small turning radius. So Once again, if you're looking for something for inside your house, you want to use your seat lift to be able to elevate, get up into your cabinets, to be able to cook in this unit, to be able to clean dishes. This is going to be a really nice feature to have, but this one is going to be the one that only has 29 miles of usage on it with the 4 electrical seat functions. So if this is something you need, give us a call. We'd love to speak to you.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.